Get ready for a massive dose of wrestling history coming back to life right before our eyes. WWE Superstar Seth Rollins shocked the world with a surprise appearance at the Berwyn Eagles Club this Friday night, stepping back into the ring for the final AAW event ever held at that legendary venue. The crowd went wild as he returned to his roots, marking a nostalgic and high-energy goodbye to the spot where he built his reputation.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the Pop Sockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
It was an emotional homecoming for Seth Rollins at the Crush and Destroy show, where the atmosphere was electric and the memories were front and center. He spoke directly to the fans about his deep love for the independent scene and the significance of the Berwyn Eagles Club in his journey from Tyler Black to global icon. He even shouted out his own students from the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy who were showcasing their talents on this historic final night. The story behind why this venue is locking its doors to professional wrestling is turning heads, with recent rumors about a fake stabbing incident finally being put to rest by police confirmation. Despite the controversy surrounding the building, the focus remained squarely on the legends and the legacy created there over the years. Seth Rollins reminded everyone that his dream was never just about the bright lights of WrestleMania, but also about the grit and passion found in local rings. Looking beyond the independent scene, we have massive cross-promotional news as Japanese legend Naomichi Marufuji is now calling out Seth Rollins for a dream match. After Rollins publicly credited Marufuji as the inspiration behind his famous Stomp finisher, the pro wrestling Noah star hit social media to propose a future showdown that fans are already buzzing about. Could we see these two icons finally square off in the ring? Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss another update. Imagine being in a packed, sweaty, historic wrestling hall, only to see one of the biggest stars on the planet walk through the curtain. That is exactly what went down at the Berwyn Eagles Club this past Friday. Seth Rollins made a jaw-dropping, unannounced appearance at AAW's final show, Crush and Destroy, and honestly, it was the kind of moment that reminds you why we love this business. For those who don't know, the Berwyn Eagles Club isn't just a building. It's a hallowed ground for independent wrestling in Illinois. But with the venue shuttering its doors to wrestling for good, the atmosphere was thick with nostalgia. Rollins, once known as Tyler Black in these very rings, didn't just show up to wave. He poured his heart out. He talked about how his dream wasn't just to headline WrestleMania. It was to perform in gritty, underground rings just like this one. Seeing him mentor his own students on the card while paying tribute to AAW's Danny Daniels was a rare, grounded moment of humanity. Now, there is some messy drama in the background, specifically with conflicting reports about why this venue is cutting ties with wrestling, even as a GoFundMe campaign claimed license issues. But for one night, none of that noise mattered. It was just a legend returning to his roots to say a proper goodbye. If you haven't seen the footage of him stepping back into that ring, look it up. It is pure pro wrestling magic. So, do you think it's time for WWE stars to lean even harder into these grassroots returns, or should the focus stay strictly on the big stage? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the world of wrestling. Because at the end of the day, no matter how bright the lights get, the best stories are almost always the ones that started in a basement somewhere. Ever wondered what happens when a global superstar returns to their roots just to say goodbye? The wrestling world got a massive emotional gut punch this past Friday when Seth freakin' Rollins made an unannounced appearance at the AAW show in the Berwyn Eagles Club. But this wasn't just any show. It was the final wrestling event ever to be held at this legendary venue. Rollins grabbed the mic and didn't hold back, telling the crowd that his entire career was built on the foundation of places just like this, and the fans who fueled his dreams when he was still grinding as Tyler Black. It was a heartfelt, raw moment of gratitude that felt miles away from the bright lights of a WWE arena. For Rollins, this was a full circle moment. He first stepped foot in that ring back in 2005 and racked up 36 matches there before his last appearance in 2010. It's wild to think that the venue's history is effectively ending because of a misunderstanding. If you recall, the club decided to pull the plug on wrestling following reports of a stabbing back in March, a report that the Berwyn Police Department later confirmed was completely false. It's a tragic end for a place that served as a cradle for so many wrestling dreams. Does the closing of such an iconic indie venue signal a shift in the way we preserve wrestling history, or is it just the natural end of an era? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button for more updates. And remember, even the biggest legends never truly outgrow the places that built them. Ever wonder what happens when a global superstar steps back into the dingy, sweat-soaked halls where they first learned their craft? For Seth Rollins, the Berwyn Eagles Club wasn't just a venue. It was the crucible that forged his career. And as this legendary building closes its doors to pro wrestling for the final time, Rollins made sure he was there to pay his respects. It is a bittersweet ending for the Berwyn Eagles Club. After a bizarre and unsettling incident involving a fake stabbing back in March, the venue decided that was enough, officially banning future wrestling events. It is a somber end to a place that served as a home base for so many rising stars. But before the lights went out for good, Rollins made a surprise appearance at Friday's AAW show. The moment his WWE music hit, the arena exploded, but the chants quickly shifted to Tyler Black, the name that defined his roots in this very region. You could actually see the emotion on his face. Rollins took a moment to reflect on his journey, plugging his Black and Brave Wrestling Academy and pointing out the students he brought along who were actually performing that night. He kept it real with the fans, telling them, "I needed to be here because I love professional wrestling." It wasn't just corporate speak, it was a heartfelt thank you for the grind. He reminded everyone that his dream wasn't just about the bright lights of WrestleMania. It was about the grit of small rings and the loyalty of fans who are, as he put it, just like me. With over 36 matches at this venue between 2005 and 2010, Rollins proved that even at the top of the food chain, you never forget where you came from. The building will officially wrap up its wrestling history with a lucha event this Sunday, but the legacy of nights like these will live on. If you loved hearing about this full-circle moment in wrestling history, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. What is the most legendary local venue you have ever stepped foot in? Sometimes, the most iconic history isn't written in a stadium, but in the places we started. What happens when two generations of wrestling greatness finally acknowledge their shared history? The wrestling world is buzzing after a massive moment of mutual respect between WWE icon Seth Rollins and Puroresu legend Naomichi Marufuji. For over a decade, Seth Rollins has taken the Stomp to new heights, cementing it as one of the most recognizable finishers in modern WWE history. But Rollins has always been humble about its roots, openly crediting the legendary Naomichi Marufuji as the true architect of the move. Well, Marufuji finally broke his silence on social media, sending a direct message to Seth saying, "Thank you, Seth. Someday we should have a match, right?" Imagine the electricity of seeing that dream matchup in a ring. This isn't just a fantasy either, as WWE's current regime has absolutely shattered the Forbidden Door concept. We've already seen stars like Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles head to Japan, and with WWE sending rising talents like Tavian Heights and Josh Briggs over to Noah for the N1 tournament, the collaboration is stronger than ever. It's a brilliant strategy. It gives underutilized talent a chance to refine their craft in a completely different environment, much like Omos did during his recent championship run in Japan. With the borders between promotions becoming more fluid, a Rollins versus Marufuji showdown feels less like a pipe dream and more like a potential reality waiting to happen. What do you think? Would this be the match of the year, or perhaps the match of the decade? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to keep up with all the latest wrestling news. Sometimes, the most legendary moments happen when respect meets opportunity.